Third and goal from the 5. Connor in the backfield. Murray pumps once. Murray in trouble. Murray toward the back of the end zone. Caught! Michael Wilson. And the Cardinals take a 6-0 lead.
It's not open. Kyler pumps, and then Michael Wilson goes and helps his quarterback. Kyler buys time, and then a great job finding his receiver for the touchdown.
So the Bills were trying to keep him in the pocket. They were doing everything they could to try to keep Kyler in the pocket rather than actually get pressure on him.
One of the best stadiums in the National Football League is getting louder and louder. There's McBride. Murray steps up. He can run for a first down. He's got a blocker, and he's got a first down and more.
Frustrating for the Bills defense. They're rushing for their Dorian Williams, 42, is kind of spying on them. Guess what?
DeMercado in the backfield. Murray, pressure's coming. Murray dances out. He may be able to run for the first down. He does. And he makes a man miss. He gets inside Buffalo territory, and he got greedy to the 38-yard line.
Well, he had nobody open. You'll see as he's looking downfield, there's really nowhere to go with the ball. Right here, nowhere to go. So he just says, hey, I'll do it myself. I'll come right up here. Now, Rasul Douglas had an opportunity, and he was late coming off his man and coming up. They talked to us about that, Ross.
There's 4 wins each of the last 2 years. Obviously, Murray was hurt for the first half last season. Back to Donald. Launches, end zone. Harrison! Caught! First NFL touchdown for Marvin Harrison Jr. An impressive grab. We'll see if it stands.
On the deep post over the top on Tre'Davious White. You see the safety taking McBride on the corner route. Oh, that's going to be close. A little too much air under that football, but let's see.
When did he possess it?
Yeah,
did he have
question.
both feet down?
Oh, that's a tight one.
You see the feet, the toes are down impressively, but
And
is
it's
it ruled
touching
as
the fingertips, yeah.
fake to Connor? Murray on the rollout, looking deep for Harrison! Marvin Harrison Jr. to the end zone! Touchdown again!
Well, watch him all the way across the field. He's trying to run this backside over route, and he gets rerouted by Cameron Curl right there and just takes it up. Essentially, when you throw your hand up like that, you got to check the mail. It's like the mailbox, man, that little red thing on there. Go check the mail, and when it's Marvin Harrison Jr., you better check it twice. That doesn't happen often. What do we say about Kyler Murray? He's got to take over and own this thing. Those are the kind of plays that we got to see. And make his, 5'10" stature matter.
Here comes the rush on Murray. He's able to get away. Right in front of Byron Young. He's going to launch it. Harrison's free!
You got to be kidding me. But Kyler Murray, just watch him this entire play. Whoop, whoop. Oh, got rid of him, buys some more time on the edge, and watch Harrison right here. He doesn't go out of bounds. This is so smart for a second game. A rookie. Marvin Harrison Jr. around. Now they got him in the slot.
Murray's looking for him. Pressure coming. Got away from Verse. Still on the move, still on his feet, throws to the end zone. It is caught by Elijah Higgins for the touchdown. Magic from Murray.
Kyler Murray makes 4 guys miss. There's 1. There's 2, 3, and 4. Then to see that play. See, they've changed up their defensive structure here.
Yep. You expected it. They did it. Now Murray's going to try to throw against it and connects with Wilson for a big gain.
Right here, by Wilson on the outside, and McBride went to the flat to hold the flat defender. But essentially what they're doing is they finally got him into base personnel on defense. Bring another heavy body in. Well, you bring the heavy body in, we're not going to run it, we're going to throw it.
A classic running scheme typically for Arkansas football over the years. Here's Murray climbing the pocket, getting away. He's got some space. Ooh, nearly took a huge hit from Cam Curl.
ducked down to the 32-yard line. A 27-yard run.
Well, he's just decisive and takes this thing, almost takes it the distance, but he makes a quick play fake, gets a peek at the defense, gets vertical in the pocket. I'd like to see a little more ball security, but once he's out in the open like that, that's the most important thing. Get down with just a slight glancing blow.
Stopping, throwing, McBride up top, hold on! What a catch by Trey McBride in between Roseboom and Lake. Elevates for 21 yards.
Oh, look at this route. This is just a throwback corner for McBride. And he's doubled all the way. I mean, there's only one guy who can make that catch. That ball's going to sail out of bounds. Look at him hold it away from the defender.
A little bit. He was limping after that play. We'll keep an eye on it as he keeps and has a lot of room for a first down inside the 45 of the Lions, and Wisely gets down.
Right on the end. You're reading Aiden Hutchinson. If he comes in to grab that back like he does right here, just pull the ball, make him stop his feet, and then take your quarterback off. And that's one way to slow down an elite level pass rusher. You run directly at him. Start making him make decisions.
Murray picked up 13 yards. Spins out of the pocket and still in there looking around. Throw, sideline, catch made. Inside the 30, it's Marvin Harrison Jr., the first rounder.
They're going to find a way to double him. Tight end, bring the guard over. Now watch him right here. Let me take a peek over there. Did you see his eyes? Let me take a peek, find out where he is, and then find my go-to guy, Marvin Harrison. And that has become the go-to guy.
Yeah, for a shorter guy, he rarely has lost vision. Connor goes to the top of your screen as a receiver. Murray out of the pocket, and there he goes. And Wisely eventually gets the first down. Thought he was going to go out of bounds.
Barton is going to have to be one-on-one with you-know-who out here. And you don't want to have that happen very often, but look at him. Patience, hunkers down right there, does a great job, finishes his block, and Murray takes off. That's
Carlton Davis with help lining up against Marvin Harrison Jr. Bottom of your screen on 1st and goal from the 10. Firing to the corner, and the catch is made by Marvin Harrison Jr. And that's a Cardinal touchdown.
They're going to get this half roll, and Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to use some of the bodies in here to clear through. You see the body coming across there, and then it's just a sprint to the corner.
Kyler Murray will fake. Throws and open right inside the 30 is Marvin Harrison Jr. Safety. A 2nd and 1. Murray's pass is high, but hauled in. Did he hang on? Michael Wilson went to the ground, and they're ruling that a catch.
Man, look at the body control. Extends the arm just a little bit, but look at the feet get down.
Does Murray keep? Does he roll? Does he throw? Does he give it to Connor? He's looking. He's throwing for the end zone. Fingertip grab. Yeah, it's a Cardinal touchdown to Marvin Harrison Jr.
Well, you're going to see, I mean, all they do here is they're going to run, you know, these pick plays off here. Man-to-man coverage, nobody over the top. Get yourself an edge right there, and then the ball skills of Marvin Harrison Jr. stretched out. Great throw right there, but look at the hands and just the concentration.
Late in the 3rd quarter, Cardinals need something special. Does Murray have a little magic here? He's airing it out, and open is Harrison for the first down.
Just a little high-low combo. You've got Harrison running the out route, little underneath route by the running back.
Pistol formation here. It is Murray on the keep. Oh! Kyler Murray! Turn on the afterburners. He's gone! How's that for a start?
Superhero, superhuman. Him with the ball in his hands, what kind of player he can be, and just zone read, and he takes it to the house. He knows it.
At the 40, he knew it.
I mean, look at that. Right there. Calls his own number.
4-man rush. Murray, lofty one for the corner. Oh! Oh, good adjustment. It's Marvin Harrison Jr. Back shoulder and a conversion on third down.
Keep in third and manageable, and you can run these man-to-man type plays. Trying to get a little rub route, but Ward, who's one of their best defenders, just can't come down within Beachum on Bosa. I know the Niners thought that was a great matchup for him.
Sure it is. Play action. He's got time. Loaded up, going deep. Has a man, and it is caught. Michael Wilson in stride, twisting his way inside the 35, but there is a penalty back.
You have this play action pass, and Kyler just sees there's too many bodies down here in the front. So checks out of the play, and we talked about him having more responsibility at the line of scrimmage, and you get to a good pass opportunity look. And it doesn't get any more open than that.
Pass, holding. Defense number 27. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is a first down.
Wow. Just love seeing that football. And
well, we'll deal with that later in the game. Right now, the Cardinals trying to regain momentum after taking that gut punch on the return field goal block. Murray throws a pass beautifully.
Wow.
Thrown and caught by Wilson.
God, what a throw. A lot of options on that play. And Wilson, just terrific player on Jair Brown. I love Kyler standing in the pocket and delivering those throws. Gets a little action.
3rd and 9, pressure Murray, room to run if he wants it. Looking downfield, gonna take it. Way to go. First down, and he slides down. Man, when he turns it on, he can fly.
Fred Warner's, he had a problem tackling Connor, and then you get him out in space with Kyler. Nothing down the field. He just gets out of the pocket. He's great out here. I mean, he's just so fast. We saw it on the breakaway touchdown, but he just directs traffic. In his mind, I think he knows what he wants to do, especially in that third down situation.
Murray looking to float one up high. Oh! He comes down with it. He's got it for the touchdown.
Oh.
Hold on. There's a flag on this play.
Oh.
Elijah Higgins, a second-year tight end, infrequent target, was wide open and a little high, Tom, but he got his feet in there.
Force half the distance to the goal and try.
I tell you, I absolutely love the play design by Petsing. You get Kyler in the shotgun, which kind of means, hey, we're going to use him in the run game. Then they take it, looks like a quarterback lead, and great poise by Kyler.
4th down, 49ers jump, but they get back on side. Blitz again. Murray in deep trouble. Backpedaling, throwing it up for Harrison. Oh, he's got it for first down. A back foot throw to the rookie, and they stay alive.
Standing in the pocket, backpedaling, no one's on Floyd, and just throws one up. Obviously knows that he's got an outbreaking route to Harrison, and that's one thing Harrison can do.
Down by 2.
There it is.
It's Murray on the keeper, sprinting to the outside. First down, and he's out of bounds inside the 35.
3 tight ends on the field. One of them in motion, that's Elijah Higgins. Murray off the play fake, got a man open inside the 15-yard line, and down to the 10 is Trey McBride. Xavier McKinney on the stop. 7-yard pass.
Coming out of that traditional tight end spot, you motion one across. You're there. And I don't mean this as disrespectful to Tip Ryman, but I want to make sure I know where Trey McBride, number 85, is. More so than
Arizona desperately looking for points. Murray trying to find him to the end zone, and he strikes to Michael Wilson for a Cardinal touchdown.
It's Michael Wilson right there, and then let Jair Alexander. It's awful soft, right? You've got exterior help. Just a little bit late getting there.
Chargers show some pressure. Rush 4 on 2nd and 9. Murray in the pocket. And now will look to escape. Thought about taking off downfield with his arm, and instead just shows the acceleration and sprints to a first down at the LA 41.
This is something. Watch the lack of discipline if the Chargers rush together. One guy on the ground. Bud Dupree gets behind Kyler. Can't do that against that quarterback, Lewis.
No, you have to rush with lane discipline. But the thing they did do good, you see how quickly in their zone schemes they match the patterns up. That's why Kyler had to pull the ball down and create with his legs, which is something they're going to have to account. He's out there on the rookie Cam Hart from Notre Dame. He goes 6'2" himself.
Murray's not looking that way at all. Instead to the right, and it's caught for a touchdown. Greg Dortch out of the backfield, and Arizona, an impressive long march to jump on top here second quarter. 5:40 before halftime as Herbert gets the football back. So his third catch, and the longest one, 11 yards. Cardinals in LA territory. Murray on the move. Look out, in space. Kyler Murray, it's a sprint down the sidelines, and they won't catch him. 44 yards, that is always in the arsenal. He can do what very few guys at the quarterback position have ever been able to do that well.
He breaks the pocket, and then no one on the field is closing to him.
You just kind of put him with the ball that time. Arizona back on top, 14-9.
Connor, the tailback, a little chip there of Campbell, and Murray snaps it off downfield. He's got a first down. Marvin Harrison Jr. with an opening catch for the Cardinals on this drive.
Levels that they have created here. Everybody, they talked about route depth and what route depth does. You get an underneath player holding that underneath coverage, and then you get to the corner with Marvin Harrison Jr. Great protection, and Tua on target out of the pocket as he's.
Third and goal. Free runner on Murray. He got by Ramsey. Murray, end zone, touchdown, Wilson.
Just as looking, watch his eyes. They're all out here, and here comes Ramsey off this edge, and just watch him just sense it, just feel it, and get escape. Here he is, eyes over there. Look, out the back door, scramble back up into the pocket. I love that.
Ryman and McBride, the two tight ends with the formation. They will roll this way, and he'll lob it the other way. It's McBride hurtling inside Dolphin territory.
Little throwback to McBride. So off of all the action going the opposite way, you pull your quarterback around there on a naked boot and then throw the leak, or they can sneak somebody behind the defense.
Two tight ends again. It's a play fake. It's Murray rolling this direction with the two tight ends, and he goes to McBride. It's a first down for Arizona. Very quickly, they go to a different look with it.
This time they're pulling the guard back across the formation and coming out of the backside of that. Right here, Murray gets loose and just run the corner route to McBride, who's having a day right now. But this is beautiful execution, right? You run the counter, you get big yards off it, then you come back with the same look and run the boot off of it.
First down from the 22, and movement at the line, the Dolphins said. Evidently, Ryman did not. Murray to throw. Kyler Murray lets it rip. End zone! Harrison! What a catch! Man, oh man!
Just going to run the over route, right? And they're clearing the other side of the football field. Wilson clearing out the range. You see the guys clearing with him right there. One-on-one with Ramsey across the football field.
When did he put it away is the question. That is very close. Connor all over the backfield. They will bring pressure and get there. Murray flips it out there, and Harrison could not make the catch.
What a throw. Well, I'm telling you what. I mean, let's take a look here. Looks like his arm is underneath the ball. That ball does not move. I think that's a catch. I mean, look at this. Just standing in the face of Brooks, taking one of the chops.
Challenge flags down.
I think this is good. I mean, that ball does not move an inch. You're babbling Brook of the elbow, whatever it is.
There's a little babbling. Gain of 16 officially. Murray on the roll, chased by Brooks. He throws high, and another Harrison beauty.
These crossing routes, the low cross here. He gets Smith on his back, and look at him. They clear it out for him and uses that height, that ability as he's crossing the field. Beautiful throw by Murray, and
Murray sends him away. Kyler Murray on a throw on third down. He catapults it out for McBride. It's a first down, Trey McBride.
Boy, straight up man-to-man across the board. They're bringing blitz pressure. May coming off the edge, and you see the leverage of McBride on that out-cutting route. Poyer can't keep up.
He's with Dortch at the top of the screen. Kyler Murray down the middle. It's Harrison again, high pointing it. First down, Cardinals.
Deep drop, these in-cutting routes. We've talked about how they have connected on the in-cutting routes. Right there, you know you're going to get sandwiched between Smith and Long. But the concentration to bring that ball in, catch it.
They try to stay with the same routine, stick with the precision of detail. The feed to Elijah Higgins, tight end, 6th round pick last year. Eventually makes the tackle.
And watch the decision making by Kyler Murray. He could throw it into flat short, but that was covered very well. So on the second level, there's Elijah Higgins. It's what we used to call triple sideline. We have
McDonald and Hassan Reddick really got after and harassed C.J. Stroud.
Still no C.J. Mosley in the middle of that Jets defense. Murray, little twirl around. This is Connor, catch and run. Connor breaking free, gets inside the 15. He's still going. Connor lunges. Touchdown! Missed the tackle. Let's see if he stayed in bounds. Certainly looked like he did from that vantage point. It's a 45-yard catch and run by Connor.
Just an unbelievable job, and the Cardinals catch the Jets in a perfect defense and coverage. The Jets had one player, Tony Adams, all alone with a blocker, and they were no match for James Conner. That is a heck of a start here at home for this offense. Watch the seams up the middle by the tight ends.
Jets rushing for Murray, throws a dart. Trey McBride slowly becoming a star in this offense.
Seam route versus the Jets cover 3, and he's the most reliable receiver that Kyler Murray has in this offense. He has been an excellent after-the-catch player.
They have used him in a multitude of ways. 3rd and goal. Murray, boy, did the Jets come across prematurely. Murray! It's a Sunday stroll into the end zone. We'll check the flag here. Were the Jets drawn offside?
Defense, number 54. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, touchdown.
When you play against Murray or any quarterback that has his athletic ability, you have got to keep the edge. You have got to keep contained. Your eyes have to be on Kyler Murray. Let the inside guys, you cannot give up a first down on this play.
Murray from the gun feels the pressure, puts him there under it and completes. He continues to carve him up. McBride.
Unbelievable. I love Murray in the pocket right here. It's closing in on him. Look at the traffic in his face, in the pocket, and he doesn't flinch. The fact that he stays in there so long, that's what allows McBride to come from the other side of the field in man-to-man coverage. He is playing some good football right now.
1st and goal. Dortch again lines up in the backfield. Murray near side to Harrison. Over the shoulder. Touchdown!
Watch Marvin Harrison Jr. in the slot. He has the entire sideline to work with. Does that ball location get any better? Anything can happen here in the NFC West as the season plays out.
Play action from Murray. Sold it well. Just kind of fires it wide open. McBride. Just a massive breakdown for the Jets. McBride was all by himself at the 30. They pick up 22. Incredible.
Yep, they call this a leak. So he comes from the front side and just kind of hides. They ran this play last week as well. Wide open, but then it's Kyler Murray under tremendous pressure. He just kind of throws a prayer up there because he sees McBride wide open, and another.
Coming up on the 4-minute mark in the 3rd quarter. Murray running that read option. Murray stutter stepping in. Touchdown. And they are putting it on the Jets.
I tell you what, they're doing whatever they want. And check out this block by number 84, Elijah Higgins. He gets the block on Quincy Williams outside. There's nobody there.
Stepping up, Murray on the move, floats it ahead, and Marvin Harrison Jr. with another conversion as he's tumbled out of bounds by Devin Witherspoon.
He gets slick in the pocket here. He hits his apex of his drop, gets up, and a little drift to the left while remaining a passer. I think that's the difference. And look at Witherspoon close on that ball. That dude's a phenomenal player. And he doesn't get nearly the love he should. Number 21, Witherspoon.
Arizona dominated Chicago and the Jets to the tune of 15 combined points allowed. From midfield, Murray floats it, and Trey McBride with an excellent catch. This is something we saw against the Jets a couple of weeks ago.
He's just going to cross the entire field and get to the opposite third and go up and make a huge play for Kyler Murray. That play was going, that ball was traveling to about 3 defenders potentially, and he's Kyler's
53 catches on the season to lead the Cardinals. McBride is the target again, and out of bounds, shoved out at the 15-yard line.
First time he crossed the field, the next time he's going to show the cross and then get to the corner. They're going to clear it out with Marvin Harrison, number 18, and that's Reek Woolen's ball all the way. He's got to sink.
3rd and 4 after the 5th Seattle sack. Murray launches. Wilson came down with it. What a catch! Murray gets a ball downfield for a big gainer.
Well, he's in press coverage. Tries to use his hands at the line, but look at him track this football. Are you kidding me, Wilson? I mean, that's like a Willie Mays catch. No way. Holy wow. I mean, that's the reason why you get Wilson off the ball with his split.
They got some issues in New York. 2nd down and 4, Murray. Time ticking away, looking for a downfield shot, and he connects with Michael Wilson.
Arizona fans, Chris, is certainly like that. They're tied for first in the West with the Seahawks, who they'll play again next week. Murray steps up and takes off, and he's got all kinds of room. Kyler Murray crosses the 30.
Man coverage becomes a lot of challenge because, look, all the defenders' eyes are on their receiver. There's nobody at the 2nd or 3rd level looking at Kyler Murray. So once he's able to break that 5-man pressure up front, there's nobody left. And I think he needs to do. You just get flinchy, and I'll tell you what, I've been there, and it's a challenge.
Everybody coming here. Murray retreats, and now heaves for Michael Wilson, who makes the grab. Wilson with a catch for 22.
Needs to continue to go this deep over route. It's just man coverage. Byron Murphy's in coverage. And this is where they have to be better. Throwing the ball downfield. Being able to throw it past the sticks. It's not been something that they've been overly strong at. You know, you think back to that Week 2 matchup against the Rams. Kyler Murray had an unbelievable day.
Right, this is where Arizona's not been able to finish a drive in 2 games. 1st down and 10. Murray directing traffic, sets his feet, wants him in the end zone. Harrison Jr. He's got it. There's the touchdown.
Kyler Murray's ability to extend the play just enough. It starts out looking zone, and then it kind of matches. And again, Moreau is in there playing kind of a reserved role, kind of thrust now into a full-time spot with Gilmore out. And
opening drive of the day for the Cardinals. Interaction at 6-6 on the year. Play fake. Murray looking for it all. Downfield. Catch made. Michael Wilson, touchdown! Big play! First possession of the day, 42 yards.
Drew Petzing drew up on this one as we see Wilson find the pylon to get in before he goes out of bounds. And on the scene, the side judge, Dave Hawkshaw, right there to keep an eye. See how he gets in before anything goes out of bounds. As he catches it, going for the pylon, look at him, breaking the plane right there. So he's in.
3rd and goal. Shotgun. Murray. Underhand toss for the touchdown. Connor on the receiving end. Cardinals very much alive.
If you've watched Kansas City play over the years, this looks pretty familiar to you, doesn't it? That underhand shovel, whether it's to a running back or a tight end. And they let everyone bypass. This is another way to run a draw play. And Connor bursts into the end zone, where people do that now, when it used to be you only chased the 2 points when you had to.
Fake it. Murray to run it. He gets the block and he gets the edge. Put 2 on the board for the Cardinals. A two-pointer. Working out of the gun. Murray flushed out. Murray can run with it. Murray kicks it to another gear, and he's got a first down for the Cardinals.
This is something we have not seen much of. In fact, this is the first real big scramble today by Kyler Murray. And I do think it's something they've got to reintroduce.
But the threat of actually winning the game, highly unlikely.
By the way, McBride with that catch, it's now a career high in catch in his young career. Dortch on the slant. Dortch has great speed, makes a man miss inside Patriots territory. Marcus Jones tracks him down, but in a blink of an eye, the first half is changed for the Cardinals.
Well, come out, number 72. He's going to come out. There he is, and he's going to find a couple blocks. Two guys down.
He was very well aware of that when we talked to him. Everybody tags him on social media.
Down at 4. Murray looking for McBride. McBride's got it. And he's out of bounds inside the 25-yard line.
Hide him inside. He's in the slot. And they're just going to run him down the seam. And then he goes to the outside. Has the right leverage. Gets outside. A great throw from Kyler Murray. And that's the connection that we're talking about. The ability to kind of know where they're going to be and be on time and in rhythm. A really good play.
So another big third down and 4. Murray lofts it. McBride's got it. And McBride keeps on his feet and is finally ripped out at the 22-yard line.
Kyler Murray coming out, and the threat of the run brings the linebacker up to allow McBride to adjust and come back, and he just touch passes it right over the top. A beautiful play, and then McBride making Jabril Peppers pay at the end of this play.
And that's why all of Kyler Murray.
And Jadeveon Clowney playing hurt. Third and 14. Murray on the move. And can he get the first? He falls forward, and that looks like he's got enough. It'll depend on the spot.
And that's where, if you're going to grab a guy, you want to grab him down by those hips, but.
Fake to Connor. The throw. Touchdown. DJ Dallas.
So they're just going to run some pick routes here. Get over this way, and then let DJ Dallas get in there and take advantage of that man-to-man coverage, right? You can't get over there. That's. Looks like that was Richardson that couldn't get over the top to follow the running back out. And we're going to pound it down your throat.
Murray to throw instead. Stays in the pocket and open. That's Michael Wilson. Flags are flying. And he goes down the sideline. It's at the 35 of Carolina. This game.
Yeah, and Michael Wilson is one of those guys. I mean, Stanford guy's going to come across the field. You're going to see him right here coming across the field. You see the contact. And anytime that gets disrupted, that's when those offensive linemen get down the field.
They didn't take the penalty. Fourth down, and there goes Kyler Murray. He's into the end zone. And a Cardinal touchdown.
Going to run a little G lead. You're going to pull guard and center is going to come around. This is just a quarterback type of G lead. Designed run, follow your center, Froholt down the field, and we know one thing about Kyler Murray. He's a dynamic athlete with the ball in his hands, great runner.
Murray from his end zone throws that one to his left, and it is grabbed by Marvin Harrison Jr. A big first grab for the rookie.
More shots down the field, but they needed their receivers to win these one-on-one battles. Marvin Harrison has had a solid year, but they need more of these kinds of catches. Great adjustment to reach back and grab that football. They believe this young man is going to be elite. Hasn't been elite quite yet.
Starting from their own 19, Murray. Over the middle, that's Trey McBride with a ton of room. Takes it into Rams territory. Big time play for Kyler Murray.
All weekend about getting more explosive plays. Starts with the protection, great protection to allow McBride to run the deep over route. Able to beat.
3rd and 2. Murray to his right. Nice grab by McBride. The pitch and catch to his steady tight end. First down, gain of 14.
Good anticipation and perfect accuracy. It's good coverage on the back end, but that ball is out where only his guy can get it. Those big hands of McBride making the tough catch for the first down.
He is the leading receiver for the Cardinals tonight with 60. Nacua has the Murray throwing again to his left. He's got some room to go. He gains the edge. First down run for Kyler Murray inside the 10.
Nobody open, trying to get the wheel down the sideline to the crosser. See good coverage everywhere. McBride does a nice job of turning the shoulders, getting in front of his guy, and allowing Kyler to turn the corner and pick up the first down.
First and goal from the 7. First down throw from Murray to his right. Down the field, there's Marvin Harrison Jr. Nice gain there.
Kyler Murray prolonging this play to the outside. A good little toe drag swag right there by Marvin Harrison for the big 20-yard play.
Marvin, the Rams can clinch before even welcoming Seattle here next week. Kyler, all sorts of time from Marvin Harrison Jr. Nice grab for the rookie on Quentin Lake, gain of 23.
On the route, you're going to see at the top, he's covered here, but just keep running. Open yourself up on the other side of the field, and a good throw by Kyler Murray to give him a chance, putting the ball out in front of him.
Well, on this drive, he passed your guy Larry Fitzgerald for 4th most yards in a rookie season. Murray keeps it and flings it to a wide open receiver. As he's fallen down, Zay Jones with his first catch of the night.
Great play by Kyler Murray. It's what we call a hole shot. He comes out on the naked bootleg looking for the flat. There's a corner that rolls down to that side. There's a hole.
Wake Forest in that secondary. As Murray will get rid of it quickly to Greg Dortch. He can fly, and he will get side the 5 in for a Cardinal touchdown. Greg Dortch for Kyler Murray.
Well, I love it because watch 85 right here. That's a love of the game route right there. You're going to create the interference, and then you're going to get Dortch inside of it. Here goes. Set up your buddy right here inside. Dortch takes it almost like a tunnel screen, and then he does the rest with his run after catch ability.
Over 550 at the moment, just under 560. Set to throw, and there is McBride all alone to the 31-yard line.
Tight ends down the seam. Linebackers have to pick those guys up and carry him. And you see nobody picks up McBride, gets him to that second level. Safety, Mustafa comes over the top, but I tell you what, McBride underneath his...
Murray, McBride, touchdown Cardinals.
Well, he just motions across. You got inside leverage here, so he's just going to work this corner, and we're just going to get this kind of pick underneath. But working that corner route, maintaining that outside leverage, just running away from Warner, and beautifully put right there into the corner. You're just running to that backside pylon. And McBride.
Fine-tuning his work and really getting the Shanahan system down, trying to make up for lost time.
All right, thank you, Jen. And a game to finish here with some time and a nice throw and catch.
Just a standard route combination called a dagger, and just the layered nature of that throw over Warner, who had a deep drop. I mean, this is beautiful timing and beautiful accuracy by the quarterback, Kyler Murray, on that inside and cut it. James Conner, the consummate professional, cheering his team on.
Flip to Dortch. It's a touchdown for Kyler Murray.
I love the motion. It carries the motion inside, and then we're going to come off here to create this opening. So watch how this motion carries the motion inside, and then all of a sudden you got to fight through that. You never even get back in there. There it is.
Picked up 7. Kyler Murray with time. Open. He's got him at the 30. Marvin Harrison.
Well, this is where they want to get on time. He's just going to run this over route. And one of the things they've really done adjusting in this second half with Harrison is get those overs, get back into the middle of football field, running across the football field. He's not necessarily a speed merchant down the sideline, but he's that big body, big target in the middle of the football field.
Chance for more points for Arizona. Sitting at 33, Kyler Murray, and a fingertip grab for Marvin Harrison Jr. and an Arizona touchdown.
And Marvin Harrison wins this route by hard stab in here and then get up the sideline on the fade. Watch a hard stab. That creates the space. Then a picture-perfect throw by Kyler Murray. And these two, they've been looking for that rhythm all season long. They're certainly